In the wake of these attacks, many groups and city leaders are speaking out against the LGBTQ plus attacks, including here at home.
Now, this morning, New York City Councilman Erik Bottcher joins us this morning to talk more about these heinous attacks and what changes he wants to see for the community. Councilman, thanks for taking a few moments for us.
Thank you.
You're a member of the LGBTQ community, so when you woke up to this news Sunday morning, what was your reaction?
Oh, let me tell you, I represent the Village, Chelsea, and Hell's Kitchen and the City Council, 3 neighborhoods with probably the largest concentration of LGBT New Yorkers, and I and my constituents were horrified by what has happened. But sadly, I've got to say, we are not surprised given the rhetoric and the hatred that we've been seeing fomented in this country.
And you were at Stonewall yesterday giving an impassioned speech. What was the reaction to that, and what's the reaction to this latest attack?
You know, people have really had it, and make no mistake, the murders that we saw in Colorado and the actions that we're seeing around the country, including bars here in New York being vandalized, that is a direct result of people like Lauren Boebert, the Congress member in Colorado, whose district is right next to Colorado Springs, saying things like calling drag queens groomers and warning them to stay away from children. This is the kind of violence that stems directly from that rhetoric.
Congressman, we showed video just a couple of seconds ago, also the brick attack in Hell's Kitchen. You had tweeted that video yesterday. What does the public need to know about A, what's happening, and B, what can be done? And just, I guess, the outrage that comes along with attacks like these, not only Colorado, but what's going on in Hell's Kitchen.
Well, I want the public to know that this incident is being fully investigated by the NYPD. I have been in touch with the LGBT liaisons at the NYPD. I've been talking to the owner of the establishment, and we have clear video and a clear photo. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that this investigation proceeds and that this person is apprehended. And I want everyone out there to know that there will be consequences, and if you do something like this, you will be caught.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. What kind of action is the city or the NYPD doing to protect the bars and their patrons here in New York?
I've been told that protection has been stepped up. I know that Governor Hochul as well has said that there's going to be increased protection during this time. We saw this during the Pulse shooting years ago, the same kind of fear and vigilance. And I want everyone to know that our community, even though we are being targeted, we are not going to be cowed. We are not going to be intimidated. We're not going to stay home. Verse was very crowded last night. A lot of people going out to support. We're standing up against this hate.
Congressman, can you believe what the community, though, is up against? I mean, this is all happening as the NYPD is still investigating the deaths of Julio Ramirez and John Umberger, 2 cases that we've been talking about for weeks. These were men who died not long after leaving bars in Hell's Kitchen. I know you were handing out flyers in Hell's Kitchen just the other night, but what do you tell the community about A, staying safe, and B, what's going on now?
The other night, we were handing out safety tips for going out and being safe. And what you're referring to is what authorities believe are people who've been robbing members of our community after going out and drugging them and emptying their bank accounts. 2 of the individuals, Julio Ramirez and John Umberger, were found dead earlier this year, and there's an investigation going on there where we are demanding justice for their deaths, and we want the people who are doing this to be brought to justice. The district attorney and the police have assured us that they have a full complement of investigators assigned to this case. But in the meantime, we want people to be safe, and we're handing out tips, including things like, if you leave a nightclub with someone that you just met, be sure to tell your friends where you're going, who you're with, things like watch your drink, don't leave it unattended. We're handing out those tips at bars throughout the city.
Councilman Erik Bottcher, Councilman, thank you very much for taking some time to talk to us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.